Freedom Tunes.
Well, it's been a while, but I'm finally back in school. Can't wait to get some learning done.
Hello, class. Today I will be teaching you about history.
You're in charge of the schools as well?
Well, why don't you tell us your name, young man?
You know who I am.
We're going to start with a standardized test, just to make sure that none of you are idiots. Oh no, you're an idiot! Who would have thought?
What? How?
Well, for number 7, the question was, what ended the Great Depression? And you put market forces. But the answer was, me. I did it. Research the New Deal, Jason.
But there's no historical consensus on whether or not the New Deal ended the Great Depression. Recovery took longer in the US than it did in other countries, and the economy didn't return to its pre-crash GDP until World War II. And in 1937, there was another recession, despite or maybe even because of the New Deal.
Oh yeah? Well, what about number 7? The question was, what ended child labor? And you wrote economic and technological development. But the answer, once again, was me.
What? But child labor was already disappearing before there were any laws on the books to prevent it. By the 1930s, only 6% of kids aged 10 to 15 were being used as child labor, and 75% of them were working in agriculture, mostly on their parents' farms. And in urban areas, child labor was practically non-existent. But the national law against child labor wasn't passed until 1938. Whether or not one wants to argue these laws are necessary today is beside the point. It's clear that you can't take credit for ending child labor.
Yeah, well, what about number 7? What gave us the weekend and the 5-day work week? You said, a combination of economic development, Judeo-Christian observations of the Sabbath, as well as Henry Ford's worker-friendly business model altering the status quo. But little did you know that such a simplistic and unnuanced answer could never be correct. The answer is me! It was my unions and laws which I enforced. And how about this one? Number 7. Who gave you your freedoms? You wrote,
Man is naturally endowed with freedom. It cannot be given, it can only be taken away.
but the answer is me, government. I gives freedom.
No, you don't. Rights can't be given to people. We have them naturally.
No, I gives them to you.
No, you don't. Why is this curriculum filled with you giving yourself credit for things you were barely involved with or which you actively impeded?
I'm asking the questions here.
So I can't?
No! Educated people don't question things, they answer them.
With the answers you give them?
Exactly! And speaking of which, for number 7 I asked, who should be left to educate the children of our society? And you answered, government schools should have been intended as an alternative for those unable to afford traditional private schools, but unfortunately it developed into the primary source of educational attainment for the U.S. As a result, literacy, understanding of history, and overall well-roundedness in academia have decreased, while meaningless quotas, the stifling of creativity, children being placed on drugs, and support for state power have increased. I don't understand. What does this mean? Who are you saying should educate the children?
Not you!
This video was sponsored by Dollar Shave Club. Thanks, Dollar Shave Club.
We all have our everyday grooming routines.
But no matter your routine, Dollar Shave Club has everything you need. Toothpaste, body wash, razors. Dollar Shave Club is basically giving away their daily essential starter set to new members for just $5.
In your first box, you'll receive their shave butter, body wash, and One Wipe Charlie's butt wipes. You'll also receive their executive razor with its radial handle and a full cassette of cartridges.
And after the first box, replacement cartridges are sent for only a few bucks a month. And those one-wipe Charlies, you can use them for anything. They're not just for your bum anymore. Do whatever you want with them. Clean out the sink after you've shaved. Wash your face with them. Create sad, wet origami. We won't tell anyone.
This offer is available at dollarshaveclub.com/freedomtunes. That's dollarshaveclub.com/freedomtunes.